Hi, I'm Boone Bishop. I studied abroad in Brazil. I went to the PUC-Rio program in Rio de Janeiro, and my major is global studies, and that's it. While I was in Brazil, I took 3 main courses for my semester. It was international relations course, and all of my courses were in Portuguese. And the international relations course was the hardest, but it was very interesting to see from a Brazilian perspective international relations between Brazil and the US. And the class difficulty, what I would say, was about the same. One thing that they do different is that they take attendance every class, and they base part of your grade off of your attendance. And also, for most of your classes, it's a midterm final basis, but there's 2 finals, and the way they do that is you get to take the second final if you failed your midterm. And but basically the difficulty level was pretty equivalent, aside from the fact that all my classes were in Portuguese. At my university, in Brazil, it was a lot smaller than UCSB. So there's 2 main buildings that you go to every day, and that's generally where people tend to socialize and meet other people and everything like that. Generally, I found it hard to become friends with Brazilians at my university because it's a private school and they're all very close with one another. But I made a lot of friends outside of school, and then with more extracurricular kind of things through the school. Like, I took a surf class through my university, and I made a lot of friends doing that. And in general, there's, students all tend to go to this area after school, which is like kind of a restaurant area and bars, and they all socialize there. It's called Bairro da Gávea. And in general, it's really easy to get a bus to the university. Almost all the buses stop at the university, and it's only about $1 US to take the bus. And yeah, it was a great university experience. For housing in Brazil, in Rio, you get set up with a host family when you arrive, and you can say as an option whether or not you want to stay with the host family the whole time, or if you want to eventually find your own place. I wanted to find my own place because I had hopes to live with younger Brazilian students, actual locals, and get better at my Portuguese. When I got there, I lived in my host family for 2 months, and then I started using a website, I can't remember what it's called, but to look online and find housing. And eventually I found a room, and I ended up living with 2 Brazilian girls that were around my age. That was not very common. What happened with most people was if they didn't like their homestays, they ended up moving to another homestay. But it is a possibility that you can find some sort of housing outside of that system with local Brazilians. It's just a little bit difficult to find. One thing I wish I looked more into while I was in Brazil, and I regret not doing, was not finding some sort of internship, because there's a lot of great opportunities to teach English while you're there or work with local kids and stuff like that, and I just was too busy socializing and having fun with my friends, so I didn't look enough into that. But I know that there was tons of opportunities while I was there, so if you go to Rio, you should definitely look into that because it's a great opportunity. Some tips you should keep in mind before going to Brazil is that the weather is incredibly unpredictable. It can be incredibly steaming hot, which it is most of the days, which turns into a complete downpour. So I would say you should bring an umbrella for sure, because my first couple of weeks there was non-stop raining. And make sure that you're ready for some humidity, because it is a tropical rainforest climate, basically. And I had a great experience with EAP, and it was an amazing time. I suggest to every single person who might be interested to find the program for them. Brazil is an amazing country with people who are just so friendly, and you get to meet wonderful people and get introduced to a wonderful culture. I loved every single minute of it, and just being able to be there on my own was a great experience. And yeah, you should all do it and have fun.